One day I was at home by myself. We lived in a basement apartment. I was taking a bath in a very small bathroom. And when I finished taking a bath, I stood up to get out of the tub and to go dry off. And so hanging just beyond the tub, maybe about like this in the ceiling, was one of those old black cords and one of those brass-colored looking holders that you screw the light bulb in. You had to reach up and hold it and turn the little black knob to cut the light off. Well, I'm standing in water a little over my ankles. I reach up to grab that light socket, which would have been an absolute disaster, to turn it off, and the telephone rang. Well, normally you would just turn it off and go answer the phone. But rather, I can still remember this, I just got out of the tub, went and answered the phone, rang about 4 times. When I picked it up, nobody was there. It didn't click, nothing happened. Well, I didn't think anything about it till I walked back to the bathroom, and just there was the door framing this light bulb hanging down and part of the tub. And it's like I looked right at an electric chair. All of a sudden, for the first time in my life, I knew that God just wasn't in heaven, that God was down here. And all of a sudden, for the first time in my life, God became very, very real to me, because I knew at that moment He was involved in my life, because nobody was on that phone. God is the one who rang the phone. Now, He may have rung it through someone else. Doesn't make any difference. He got it rung to save my life. Well, I would like to be able to tell you that settled a whole issue between God and me and how close and intimate He is, but that's not true. And so, rather than being remote, I knew that somehow He was involved, but in spite of that, I just didn't feel that closeness, that real intimacy to Him, because you see, you get your image of God from your father. And so my image was that He left me very early in life. And the second image I had of a father was that He was cruel and harsh and hard and difficult to deal with, and not very complimentary about anything in life. And so my whole view of God was distorted. It isn't something I asked for. I didn't ask to grow up in that kind of a situation. I didn't ask for my father to die at the age of 9 months. I didn't ask for any of that. That was just something that was given to me, that was granted to me. That's just something I had to deal with in growing up. So when I went to church, it was condemnation and judgment, the wrath of God. And so I grew up with all of these things having been given to me. So this God that I first understood in life was, first of all, He was remote, He was distant. Secondly, He was taking notes, keeping records, and His favorite phrase was, "Thou shalt not." And so if you can imagine 13, 14, 15, 16 years old trying to be holy, I'm here to tell you, it didn't work. And I tried, and I wanted to be obedient to God, do what God said do.